Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back to another live stream. Hello. Good morning, good day, depending on where you're from. Hello. How is everybody's week going so far? Hello, hello, hello. Andrew, what's up? Darts, what's up? Sage, what's up? Daniel, what's up? Gateau, hello. Hello, hello. James, what's up? Lawrence, what's up? Money Fast, good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. How is everybody doing today? How's everybody's week going so far? Good morning, good morning. Just make sure I have everything set up for the stream and then we'll get into it. For anybody that's in the Discord asking questions, if you could please just bring those questions here. I'm going to focus on the stream this morning. So I'm not going to be back and forth between the YouTube and the Discord. I'm going to focus on the charts. I'm going to focus on the stream. I have the YouTube chat up, so if you're putting your questions in the Discord at the moment, please put them over in the YouTube so that I could just focus on one thing and we can get to all the questions and comments. But good morning. Hello. I hope everybody's day is going well. I hope everybody's week is going well. We had CPI yesterday. Impact News Driver. CPI for me was my confirmation in terms of market structure and bias. I will go over that shortly. Just wanted to take some time to welcome everybody to the stream. Say good morning, good day to everyone before we get into the bulk of things. Good morning, good morning. I hope everybody's day is going well. I hope everybody's week is going well. Love to see all the familiar faces in here. Love to spend more time with you guys. We are going to continue to keep adding as much value every chance that we can get. So always feel free to reach out to me with any questions or comments. The Twitter, I do have to say, a little too much traffic on Twitter. So I'm not that great at responding on Twitter. There's too much going on at once. So I am more frequently responding in Discord. There's more direct communication with me there. You can find the link to that in the description of this video if you don't have it already. All right. And do me a favor if you haven't already, like the video and subscribe to the channel. That would be greatly appreciated. All of your support is very appreciated and I'm thankful for every single one of you. Good morning, good morning. Hello. I love to see all of the familiar faces. We're going to get into the conversation here shortly. Just giving people time to join. Saying hello to everyone. Seeing how everybody's week is going. Morning, good morning. Let me know if the background music is too loud. I put it as low as I could. Just trying to have something in the background. But my voice should be clear. I have the mic settings the same as always, and then the chart should be up as well. We're watching NQ at the moment. Good morning, good morning. Hello, how is everybody doing today? After this NQ plays out, we're going to get into the conversation. Just looking to see where this goes, as this is something me and the premium group were analyzing. Tell me, where is everybody on the week? Give me a 1 if you're green. Give me a 2 if you're red. Give me a 1 if you're green on the week. Give me a 2 if you're red on the week. See where everybody's sitting for the week. For me, personally, I am a 1. I had a position on Monday that played out nicely for a 2R. And then Tuesday, I do not participate in CPI, so I did not have any positions yesterday. And now here we are on Wednesday. Somebody said 3, no trades. I guess I should have added that one to the list too. If you're flat, if you are flat on the week, that would be a 3. Good amount of 1s there. That is nice to see. I'm happy to hear that. And then the next question would be, is 1, if you're using the unicorn model, and 2, if you use other models. Love to see how many people are green on the week, and I'm curious to see if that's from the unicorn model. Very good, very good. Well, if you are green on the week, right, there's a lot of 1s in there. There's a lot of 1s in there. And then it looks like there's a lot of 1s for the unicorn model as well. If you are green on the week, it's your responsibility to stay green. Okay? Overtrading is not acceptable. Overtrading is not acceptable. If you are green, it is your responsibility to stay green. 1 trade a week can change a lot for you. 2 trades a week can change a lot for you. If you think taking 10 or 20 trades a week is a good idea, then I would suggest you reconsider that. Right? For the sole purpose of, aren't we here for some sort of freedom? Aren't we looking for some kind of financial freedom or time freedom or location freedom? Well, if you're sitting there taking 10, 20 trades a week, that sounds like you're stuck to the screen. Sounds like you are obligated. Your time is obligated to the screen, right? That doesn't sound like freedom. So, instead, quality over quantity. Less is more. 1 to 2 trades a week can set you free. Okay? 1 to 2 trades a week can set you free. And I hope that the weekly live stream has been helping you guys. I've provided my entire model to the entire community, so everybody knows how I trade now. The unicorn model has been presented both on Twitter and on YouTube. So if anybody's curious how I engage with the market, it is there. If you haven't read it over or watched the videos, I have both a PDF and I've made videos on the entire thing. Next would be the Discord. I always publicly journal. I publicly journal in Discord and on Twitter, so you can even follow along the times that I do trade. For anybody that doesn't understand trading, you can see on the chart when I trade, you can see the execution labels provided. I always get that question for some reason. People ask me, did I take the trade? Did I take the trade? You don't need to press buttons to learn. You don't need to press buttons to gain experience. You do get conviction from experience. So the more times you see something happen, the more conviction you get. Doesn't mean you have to press buttons to do that. So you'll see the execution labels. I really only trade 1 time a week, maybe 2 times a week. I never trade 2 times in 1 day. So you can easily go through the information yourself, whether it be in the Discord or Twitter. I am a firm believer of less is more, quality over quantity. So now that we're talking about the model, and I see I just got a comment for it, let's do a quick rundown of it. That way anybody that has not completed the videos or the PDF, they will understand how I engage with the markets. Right. First things first. I am a futures trader, right? I trade ES and NQ, and I do that during New York Open. New York Open meaning the stock market open. Please realize that the opening times between indices and FX are 2 different times. For example, the FX Open for New York is 7 a.m. New York time. That is different for indices. Okay? So notice the difference, because time is our most important element. We want to be executing this model during the opening times. Time is the most important element to this model. We do not want to be executing after market hours. You want to be executing during the opening times. Next, bias comes first, then market structure, then entry function. In that order. Your bias always comes from your higher time frame. So depending on which time frame alignment you use, right? Time frame alignment being daily to the hourly to the 5-minute, or the other time frame alignment to use is 4-hour to 15-minute to 1 minute. Your bias always comes from the highest time frame. So we'll use the first example. Daily would be bias. Then hourly would be your market structure. Then during opening times, you'd go to your 5-minute and find an entry function, the unicorn model, that is aligned with your bias and aligned with your market structure. The entry function itself is a stop hunt. Here, I'll draw it on the screen. Right, so we're going to do a bullish entry function. It is a swing low, an intermediate high, then that swing low gets swept. Right, this is what a stop hunt is. When the swing low gets swept, your first criteria to your entry function has been completed. After that stop hunt, we look for displacement through the highest up close candle before the leg down that took liquidity. That's your breaker block. If you don't know what a breaker block is, go to ICT's core content, type in breaker block. Watch the breaker block video. We want this to occur aligned with our bias, aligned with our higher time frame market structure. We want it to occur at the opening times, and there needs to be an FVG aligned with the breaker block. And there needs to be an FVG aligned with the breaker block. This is the model right here. A quick rundown of the model. Time being the most important. Then bias, right? Executing in the same direction as the higher time frame order flow. Then the market structure can be your confirmation of your bias. Right? Then you go and look for your entry function during the opening times. Quick rundown of the model. Somebody else said that they took this trade before the live stream. Very good job. This is a 1 minute model, right? So you look at the 15 minute because that is what it's aligned with, right? You're below a swing low here on the 15 minute. So what do? We long below swing lows, or we long from bullish FVGs, right? So after we ran below the swing low, let's draw this out further so we can see it on the smaller time frame. So after we ran below this swing low, right, the 15 minute is aligned with the 1 minute. And let's look at it here. After we ran below this low, start looking for the model, right? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, all the way through. You finally get the model. Let me pull this off here now. So you finally get the model here, and that's why it's drawn out. See? It looks the same. See over here? See right here? Higher time frame level. Right, and you could have, depending on your management, you could have already closed this for, let's see, what is this? I could just be doing this. This is already 18 points, so you could have already taken your 18 points and called it a day. Somebody's saying, but this is a 1 minute model that happens before market open. There are people that start hunting at 8:30 New York time. All times, first of all, I should say this as well. All times are New York times. So all of your charts should be in New York time. Anytime we reference time, we are referencing New York time. All right. Some people start hunting at 8:30. Some people start hunting at 9:30. You as the individual need to be an independent thinker and understand what works best for your day-to-day life to understand when you're going to hunt. Let me give you an example. The person that starts hunting at 8:30 probably has their day job to go to at 10 o'clock, right? So it makes sense to focus on the market before you get to work, right? So starting at 8:30 would make sense there. Or vice versa. Let's do the other example, right? Maybe somebody has to bring their kid to school at 8 o'clock in the morning. So they're not able to be at the market at 8:30. So then they should wait for 9:30, right? This is where understanding yourself and being an independent thinker is the best way to move forward. okay? You're not going to have the same scenario as the rest of us. You are unique to yourself. So you should understand, you should be looking inward for that answer. Understand what works best for yourself. And when you do, then go and back test it so you can prove it to yourself. Go get the data showing that you are capable of doing it. Right? And that's why I'm showing this here. I showed this to the premium group for that reason. Some people probably did take this trade. And some people probably took their 18 points and are going to be done for the day. Other people are probably saying, I haven't executed yet because it's not 9:30. There's no wrong answer there. What needs to be understood is that you should look inward. Find that answer for your situation. Why would I long there when there's a 15-minute bearish FVG? All right, let's take a look at something. We're going to stop looking at that position and we're going to take a look at something. What are the two forms of liquidity? If you've watched my liquidity video on YouTube, you would know the answer to this. The two forms of liquidity are swing lows, right? One. Swing highs. So swing highs or swing lows. That is a form of liquidity. Something price is going to reach for. The other form of liquidity is unfilled FVGs. Right? So price is going to reach for an FVG. All right, so now let's take this a step further. We long below swing lows. You short above swing highs. Right? So we run below a swing low here. And let's back it up so you can even see it. Actually, we'll walk through the entire scenario. This is what price looks like at that moment in time. Right? See if the next 15-minute candle. All right, perfect. So we are below a swing low. So what would we be looking for? Longs. If you also watched my bias video, you would understand the answer to this as well. After you are external, you look to move internal, right? So we're looking for this type of move here. This FVG that you're referencing is a draw on liquidity. That's going to be what price reaches for next, right? So we ran below a swing low, so that's how we know to be looking for longs. Then what is it going to reach for? The draw on liquidity is going to be that FVG. That makes sense? So you go from external to internal, and look what we get here. It does draw right to that FVG after the external location. So I'm going to hop in here now that market is open, and we'll see if we can find any positions here. I'm a New York Open trader, so now I'm going to focus on finding something. Look at the first thing I have to say is look at the SMT here, right? Let me pull up both charts so you can see it. Look at the difference here. NQ making lower lows. ES has not made any lower lows yet. So let's see if this SMT holds or not. It does. It looks like ES is the stronger pair. So let's go over bias as well as we're waiting here. Back to one chart. So this is what I'm currently looking at in terms of bias. So this is what I'm currently looking at here. I swept a low. Ever since sweeping that low, we got a breaker block with an FVG, right? So you have a daily unicorn here. And price has respected it very nicely every single time. Okay. Next thing that I'm looking at is this here. So change in the state of delivery is here. A bullish change in the state of delivery. So aligning ourselves with our bias, we're now looking at the market structure. I'm bullish for everything over that change in the state of delivery. So now we just wait and see if we get an entry function, right? So 9:30 happened. What do we want to see at 9:30 if we are bullish? Let's see if anybody knows that answer. Go in the chat if you know the answer. If we are bullish, what do we want to see at New York Open? If we are bullish, what do you want to see at New York Open? Give it a couple more minutes for anybody to answer. If we are bullish, what do you want to see at New York Open? Manipulation. You want to see a Judas swing. You want to see a move against your higher time frame order flow. You want to see some form of manipulation. At New York Open, you want to see a Judas swing. Right? Bullish bias, bullish market structure. Let's see a move lower off of open, right? Stop hunt. And now let's see if we get displacement through the breaker block. We just sit and wait. Just gonna sit and wait. We get displacement through the breaker block here with an FVG aligned with it. I'd be interested in longs. You have some nice smooth edges here. Right? Target this. Target this. But we sit and wait. I'm Take a look at the smaller time frames as well. ES on the left, NQ on the right. Sitting and waiting to see if they provide anything. Do I look at candle closes or take into consideration? That's too vague of a question. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Like, look for candle closes for what? If ES is the stronger pair with SMT, wouldn't you prefer to long ES? I don't recall saying that I wouldn't prefer to long ES. Hey, good morning, Brian. I hope your day is going well. But I didn't mark hour one sell side. I'm not looking. Right, if a position presents itself, I'll look for the criteria. Right now, I'm just waiting. There's nothing to mark out here. That's what I'm trying to say, is that I'm just waiting at this moment. If something presents itself, then sure. Right, until then, it's just time to wait. The model is not there yet, so there's nothing to do. Would I wait for 10 a.m. new 4-hour candle even if you saw the model? The 4-hour candle open does not hold any criteria in my model. I don't need to wait for a new 4-hour candle open. Do I ever look at YM as a correlated asset? I don't. You can see it over here. I don't even have YM on my list. It just doesn't move favorably. I don't track YM now. Yes, it is correlated to ES and NQ. All I'm saying is I simply focus on ES and NQ. Do I look at Dixie intraday? Yeah, I do have Dixie on here. I do keep track of Dixie. And this is what I'm looking for Dixie right now. Bearish FVG. If you've seen my bias video, it's on YouTube. So if you haven't, you can still go watch it yourself. If we're at one location, I'm looking for price to move from this location to the opposite. So since we're in a bearish FVG, I'm looking for price to move from the bearish FVG to the swing low. If you understand the correlation between ES and Dixie, or NQ and Dixie, you would know that if Dixie moves lower, that will allow indices to move higher. They're inversely correlated. All right, let's see if NQ in a 15-minute bullish FVG. I'll mark that out. After we went into the bullish FVG, we got a stop hunt. All right, stop hunt here. See if it could displace through the breaker block. Need to see which one has the highest up close. Give me 2 seconds. Closing price 18402. So this is the breaker block here. See if it can displace through that. When do I stop searching? The closer you get to lunch, the less interested I am. I do not trade New York lunch. I rarely trade the evening, so from 9:30 to 12 is when I look for positions. If there is no position during that time that fits my model, then I'm fine with not taking any trades. Right, so for example, I'm looking for a bullish position this morning. If there are no bullish positions that are provided from 9:30 to 12, then I won't take a trade. I'm completely fine with not taking trades. Where is the breaker block? I don't see a definitive low. This, we have a swing low here. We have a swing high here. And then you have one move lower here. This is all one move, right? Let's take a look. Let's make sure everybody can identify these. So, ready? Swing low. Swing high. Ever since this swing high, we continue to keep making lower highs. See all these? It's all one move lower. We got a stop hunt when price ran below this low. Ever since that stop hunt, we have not seen any displacement through the highest up close candle before the leg down that took liquidity. So there is no breaker block because you cannot have a breaker block unless it gets displaced through. Just marking it out to be prepared. Hey Ash, do you have an account that London took the high and low of Asia and it might be seek and destroy? Yes, I do. Seek and destroy does not mean you can't trade. So I'm not sure, even if it is a seek and destroy profile, right? So let's take a look at the profile. Mark out, we have Asia here. I'm sorry, Asia is 22, 20. Right, here is Asia. Asia high, Asia low. Right. London took Asia high and Asia low. Yes, so I agree with your search and destroy analysis, right? Now, if we are in search and destroy profile, right? So far, New York, right? So New York now. We'll do 8:30 for the 8:30 guys. New York has taken the low, but has not taken the high. So yes, taking into consideration seek and destroy, you'd still want to be looking for longs here. If you are thinking it's seek and destroy, then we would be moving back to the highs. For trading view, what plan do I use? I use the plus plan, and I have the CME data, right? This here. I have the CME data. Hello there, thanks for the stream. First time ever posting a comment on YouTube. Just to understand, you first look for your model. So the model is a stop hunt, yes, so a sweep. After the sweep, we look for clear and decisive displacement through a breaker block. The breaker block, or a bullish breaker block, it's the highest up close candle before the leg down that took liquidity. When we get that displacement, we want to have an FVG aligned with it. Hi Matt, can you take a look at Euro? Take a look at Euro real quick. So, Euro. Start on the daily because everything starts on the higher time frame. You always have to be doing a top-down analysis, right? Your daily bias, your hourly market structure, then your 5-minute entry function. Okay. First thing that I have to say about the Euro daily. Bullish FVG. Look at all the wicks bouncing off of it. If price is currently at a bullish FVG on the daily, we then look for it to move to a swing high. Internal to external. So bullish bias here because of the bullish daily FVG. Hourly market structure, right? You can see the change in the state of delivery here. Price was doing lower lows and lower highs until that moment in time. Ready? Down. Oh, wrong thing. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, all the way through. This was the first moment in time, right? First moment in time that this downtrend here, see the downtrend, changed. Change in the state of delivery. But now that your hourly market structure is bullish, your daily is bullish, I'd be looking for longs. I'd be looking for longs here on Euro. So all the people that are probably looking at this saying, oh, bearish unicorn, Matt, why aren't you shorting this bearish unicorn? Because we're not simply just looking for a pattern on a screen. Okay, if you're only looking for a pattern on the screen, you're doing the same thing that retail traders are doing. You have to be providing logic and narrative to your positions. Reasons how or why something will do something. Okay? So personally, I'm not looking for the short. Even if it does play out, I'm still not going to take it because of the daily bias. Because of the hourly market structure shift. Now I'm looking at Euro. So nothing yet on ES or NQ. Still just sitting and waiting. Take a look at oil too, why not? Move higher on oil this morning. Ash, would you change your bias now that on an hourly we have a market structure shift and an hourly FEG with displacement on NQ? So I don't get my bias from the hourly. So you're asking me if I would change my bias because of the hourly. No, I wouldn't. I don't get my bias from the hourly. I get my bias from the daily. Hourly is for market structure. Right, so let's go back to the daily. I mean, couldn't be more bullish, right? We just continue to keep going higher. This is a bias. Bias comes from the daily. The hourly is used for market structure. Yes, crude oil inventory is at 10:30. Yeah, that is every Wednesday. Don't you consider this shorts because of bearish unicorn on the hourly? So I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll have to keep saying it or not, but bias comes from the daily. Hourly is market structure. I'm not creating a bias from the market structure. Okay. If you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate if you liked the video and subbed to the channel. We do these live streams every Wednesday. We also have educational content that comes out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I also document all of my trades publicly on Twitter and in Discord. The links to those are in the description of this video. Hi Ash, is it worth trading London Open with the same unicorn strategy? Yes. Yes it is. London Open is just as good as New York Open. And I only use the unicorn strategy. So let's see if we get some displacement here. Okay. See if the 1 minute wants to set up here. We got a move below the swing low, right? Move below the swing low. 15 minute is aligned with the 1 minute. Doesn't look like we get the displacement anyways. So you get a stop hunt here, right? This would also be the breaker block, the highest up close candle before that, but we're not getting the displacement through it anyways. Would have wanted to see displacement through breaker block. But once again, nothing to do yet. Being patient and waiting. Do I live stream on premium? Yes. The premium gets more live streams because it is premium. So that happens 2 or 3 times a week. And then we also have this public live stream. Do I need to study ICT 2022 more? If you haven't done the ICT 2022 mentorship, that's where everybody starts. So I would suggest completing that. Hey Ash, tried my funded futures and do not like TradingView trading. You can't set up SL and TP properly. I'm not sure how you're completing your trades, but I use my funded futures on TradingView and I have no issues setting up the stop loss and TP properly. It's as simple as right clicking, pressing this trade button here. Very quick and easy. OpStep does have the same thing. They do have a TradingView option. Can I elaborate on premium live streams? Yes, I do this live stream like you're seeing now 2 or 3 times a week in the premium, along with educational lessons, classroom sessions. We go over many topics and concepts. I provide a lot of logic and psychology. If you're interested in that, the link to that is in the description of this video. The days in which we do those live streams are contingent upon the members. Okay, I have one-on-one meetings with some of the members, so depending on when my meetings are set is when the live streams occur. Ash, it looks like we're approaching 15-minute sell side on NQ. Yeah, it looks like you got those equal lows there. That's probably what you're pointing to. See if anything happens at that location. Any difference between the public and premium? Yeah, live trades, psychology and logic, the narratives and signatures that Price creates. I'm gladly sharing that with them. For anybody that is considering it but hasn't joined it yet, we've recorded all of the prior live streams, so you aren't missing out on anything. You could get it at any point in time. Ash, I'm looking at the equal lows on the 15-minute and a sweep on the low 1 minute to then create a unicorn. Yeah, we just have to sit and wait. Ideas are good, but ideas aren't much without confirmations, right? So just like I have it here, 15-minute low, stop hunt. That's all great and all, but without displacement and FVG through the breaker block, it doesn't mean anything. All right, so we just sit and wait. The background is a royalty-free playlist. I don't even think it has a name. I'm pretty sure it just says 12-hour royalty-free. There's those 15-minute lows you were looking for, right? So we've only gotten sell side delivery since the open. As you can see, there's no unicorns in here, right? Each time we got a stop hunt. Stop hunt here, no displacement through the breaker block. Stop hunt here, no displacement through the breaker block. So that's why I use the breaker block. It's a change in market structure. It needs to be done with displacement. That's why the FVG needs to be aligned with it. So that times like this, I know that I don't have a trade, right? There's no trade to take here. So I'm fine with letting it do whatever it wants to do, and I'll just wait. Right? And it doesn't even matter if you were looking at the downside, because there's no bearish unicorn here either. It's just a bunch of low resistance liquidity. This is the only time a high got swept right here. On this whole move down, this is the only time a high got swept. So again, completely fine with waiting. Am I strictly 5-minute unicorn? No. I've taken 1-minute unicorns, I've taken 5-minute unicorns, I've taken 15-minute unicorns. I think the person needs to decide what they're best with. For example, if the 1 minute is too volatile for you, if that induces too many emotions and makes you do impulsive things, then you should use the higher time frames. If you're capable of executing in volatility, then go ahead and use 1 minute. It's always going to come down to the individual's decision. You need to make independent decisions based on what you're capable of doing. So that means back testing. That means gaining the results to prove you're capable of doing something, not just because you want to do it. On low probable days, such as Monday, since there was no news driver, do you automatically go to the 5 to 1 minute setup for more probable opportunity due to no liquidity? No. No. That doesn't change. There's no definitive reason to going to the 1 minute chart. Or a stop hunt into a higher time frame FVG, does it have to be unmitigated? No. Sometimes FVGs are only partially filled. I don't want to be using something that's fully filled, right? So if it's completely rebalanced, then I don't want to use it. If it's only partially rebalanced, I would use it. If I had a preference, yes, I would want it to be unmitigated. That doesn't mean you cannot use it if it's partially mitigated. If you haven't already, please do me the favor of liking the video and subbing to the channel. We do this every single week. So you guys will be seeing me here on Wednesday of next week as well. So far for this morning, we've had a bullish bias, but we have not obtained any bullish entry functions. So we've just been sitting and waiting, talking with the community, going over different questions and comments, and being patient for our model to present itself. We'll see if we can get some displacement through this breaker block. That would be something I would be interested in. We do have a lot of low resistance liquidity here. So let's wait and see if we get displacement through the breaker block. You should definitely make a video on that. I didn't know until now. What are you referring to? On ES? ES, brother? What about ES? I'm watching it right now. I'm looking at it. Not sure if that's a question or a comment. Watching it. ESBB is probably not the highest closed candle. Let's take a look. You can see the closing price here. So let's take a look. 5234.50. 5234.50. So it is the highest up close candle. Yes, it is. These are both the same closing price. So you could, either one of these is correct. Make a video on the partially unfilled FEG. That could definitely happen. That could definitely happen. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to throw it in the chat as we sit here and wait. So far during New York Open, we were looking at a bullish bias. We were looking at this move lower as a Judas swing, right? But ever since, we have not received our bullish unicorn yet, so we've just been waiting. We're looking for a displacement through this breaker block now. We'll see what happens. I would like to see a nice displacement through the breaker block that leaves an FVG. If it does, I'd be interested in it. So we're just sitting and waiting for now. Alright, so let's see if they leave an FVG here and finish the displacement. I'd like to see a clear and decisive candle closure through the breaker block. See what they give us. Look at you as well. You not there yet. They took away the FVG as well, so we still have to continue to wait. Right, we need an FVG and clear and decisive displacement through the breaker block. And we'll continue to wait until that happens. All right, starting to get displacement. Again, we still need to see an FVG, so let's see if they leave this as an FVG. See if they leave an FVG here. And so the position would look like this. All right, so let's see if they give us a fill. We got the stop hunt, right? Stop hunt here. Displacement through the breaker block here. FVG here. We'll see if they provide an entry, and then we will watch it. So if you go on your chart and you don't have, see this green circle that I'm pointing to right now? If you don't have this green circle, that means you do not have live data. It's even easier to see because if you have a purple symbol right next to it, if you hover over it, it'll say delayed data. You have to purchase the live CME data to have live data. So that would be the entry there. Invalidation level is below the breaker block, right? So see if it either gets validated, which means 2R, or invalidated, which is minus 1R. How to determine where to put your stop loss. So if you haven't watched any of my prior live streams, I've gone over this a couple times, right? So there's only 3 options. Stop loss always has to go on the other side of the breaker block, right? So minimally here. I highly suggest not doing that. This is for people that are very accurate with their entries. This is for like an expert. Like this is maybe what ICT would do. I would suggest putting it a couple points below it. Right? This is for experts right here. This is for learners right here, halfway below it. And this is your last option here. So there's only 3 options. It's at the swing low, a couple points below the breaker block, or at the bottom of the breaker block. And the difference would be is this is what an expert would do. This is what a normal person would do. This is what a beginner would do. So I believe we had ours there. And we'll just wait and watch. So not moving favorably yet. But just waiting and watching. So there's no emotions to have here. The risk was accepted before the position was taken, right? So you don't even ever want to get into a trade if, one, you're too large to the point where you can't accept the risk, or two, you don't know where your invalidation would be, right? So the invalidation was set before the entry was set. So I would be completely okay if it was invalidated, because the justifications to my actions is the model. The unicorn model is how I engage with the market. Whether it plays out or doesn't play out, those are the justifications to my actions. I'm more concerned with carrying out the process, completing the justifications to my actions every single time that I show up, than being driven by emotions or impulsively acting. So we either get invalidated, which that would be the stop loss being hit, or we get validated, meaning the position plays out for 2R. During the moment of waiting, we don't allow any emotions to change those actions. If you're going to impulsively act because of the way that the P&L going up and down your screen makes you feel, then you're going to act differently every time you get into a position. That's hard to replicate. I'd rather be mechanical and have justifications to my actions so I know how to execute, how to manage. Go take a look at NQ as well as we're waiting. We'll put them both up on the screen. How about that instead? NQ definitely seems to be the weaker pair today. See it here. Let's look at the hourly. So look at this low here, right? Here comes the SMT right here. Lower low. Looking at the 12 o'clock low and the 10 o'clock low. Okay, now let's move over to yes. 12 o'clock low, the 10 o'clock low. See the SMT there? Okay. David, that's incorrect. I was marking out the 15-minute low. Hence why I used the 1 minute position. Right, the 15-minute is aligned with the 1 minute. I marked out this is it's a hourly low, but it's also a 15-minute low. If you were there during the time that we were marking it out, you would see that it was a 15-minute sell side liquidity. It was marked out for a 1 minute bullish entry function. Now we just sit and wait. If you haven't already, please do me a favor and like the video and subscribe to the channel. We do go live on each Wednesday for New York Open. If you're wondering why you're not able to talk and chat, that's because you haven't subbed to the channel. So sub to the channel, you'll be able to communicate with us, and you'll be able to get notified when our next streams come up. If SMT is something that you're not understanding, just don't use it. Information overload is even worse than not knowing any information. If SMT is something that is not working for you, then don't use it. So if you're not on the new contract, ESM 2024, I would suggest moving to the new contract. Yes, the CFDs are the same as ES and NQ. US 500, US 100 are the CFDs for NQ and ES. Can you explain the contract switches and what effect does it have? It's the volume that's in the contract, the open interest that's in the contract. So if you go to barchart.com, then click on futures, then go to indices. It'll then present the information showing the volume within the contract and the open interest within the contract. You want to be using the contract that has a higher volume or higher open interest. It's because of liquidity, right? So if you have a lower volume, that will have lower liquidity. You want to be using the contract that has the higher amount of liquidity. So when open interest becomes larger on the new contract, that's when you switch. I'm gonna grab a sip of water real quick as we watch this. Give me 2 seconds and I'll be right back. All right, thanks for waiting. Just had to take a quick sip of water. If you have any questions or comments, throw it in the chat. We are just sitting here and watching an ES position. Nothing to do here, just wait and watch. The position presented itself, it provided an entry, invalidation was set, TP was set, and we just sit back and wait to see what occurs. The name of the website for the contracts is barchart.com. If you go to barchart.com, then go to futures. After clicking on futures, press on indices. Then it'll bring up the stats and the information for the different contracts. When you get to that information, what you are looking for is you want to be using the contract that has the higher volume or the higher open interest. And that is why we're currently using NQM ESM 2024. You're on the new contracts. Thank you for everything you've done. Really helped to get to that level I'm trying to achieve and need to be profitable and disciplined trader. So just know that we're always going to be students of the market. Whether you're at where you want to be now or not, we're always going to have to learn, going to have to gain more experience, going to have to keep working every single day. Whether you are where you want to be now or not, you're going to have to continue to be a student of the market and wake up relentlessly looking to learn. And you'll see that with me. Every week I show up, every day I show up, whether it's Twitter, Discord, live streams, I will be here working and learning. But just have patience with yourself, okay? Because the reality of this scenario is you're not going to get to where you want to be overnight. Be patient with yourself and realize that this is going to take a lot of work. Anything that's worthwhile is hard. Anything that's worthwhile takes a long time. And the example that I usually tell everybody is, you know, doctors, right? Surgeons. They go to school for 10, 15 years before they ever get a job. So they are studying and learning for 10, 15 years before they ever get paid. Right? So why would we be in such a rush to try to figure out this market within a day, within a week, within a month? Be patient with yourself. Do what's needed to give yourself that time to learn. Whether that's financially, psychologically, mentally, emotionally, patience is going to be a virtue. Right? And so that's why I speak on the T-Trades interview about my journey, right? This is why I bring up the point that, like, you should have multiple sources of income. During this time of learning, you still have to pay rent. You still have to buy food to put in your fridge. You get what I'm saying? You can't miss out on life because of what you're learning. You have to continue to work and learn at the same time. Because if you go all in on this right out the gate and you lose when you go all in, you're never going to want to come back. You're never going to get that chance to learn like you should have. So instead, find some balance, right? Find some balance in your day-to-day life. Find some balance in your health. Find some balance in your mind, in your finances, so that you can continue to wake up and learn. So again, feel free to throw any comments or questions in the chat as we sit here and watch the position. I'll gladly go over any information or provide any insight from my own journey. Thank you again for everyone that is here and spending the time with us. After this position completes itself, that's when I'll wrap up stream, but we'll watch it until it does, whether that be invalidation or validation. I hope everybody's day is going well so far. I hope everybody's week is going well so far. Thank you for everybody that did join. I'd love to see all of the familiar faces. As a collective whole, I think learning is a better experience. Being able to share our journey as a collective whole, it's going to give insight more than it would if only one person was providing information. We get to learn from everyone, not just one person. So in my opinion, it's a rising tide, right? If you get better, I get better. If I get better, you get better. The more information that we process, the more experience we're going to get, the more conviction we will have. So feel free to throw anything in chat, whether that is, you know, psychology stuff, psychology questions, emotional questions, charting questions, technical analysis. I'll gladly go over any information, so feel free to put it in the chat. So here's a good comment here. Hey, I've been struggling with maintaining discipline and taking one trade a day regardless of the outcome. I'm new here, hope to see this question. So, first thing I have to say is, how much data have you collected? Right? How much back testing have you done? It's easier to have discipline when you complete the same justifications to your actions every single day. The way that you build that muscle memory is doing it 1,000,000 times over. So that's why I'm curious, how much back testing have you done? The next thing is that when you do more back testing, that provides more conviction. So in return, it's easier to have discipline because you've built the amount of data that proves that you should be doing something. So for example, if you only took one trade a day, regardless of the outcome, and you've back tested over 1,000 trades and you can see how much profitability you would have if you did that, you'd be more willing to do that. See what I'm saying? So put more time in, put more work in, do more back testing, gain more experience. That will create the muscle memory, that will gain the conviction. Does the liquidity building on the sell side factor in at all? Yeah, obviously I would like to see, you know, a move higher, obviously, right? Invalidation's already set, so in terms of management, there's either a stop loss that happens from here or a TP. I don't micromanage. So obviously, no, I wouldn't want to see that sell side liquidity building. No, I wouldn't. But in terms of managing, the decision was already made before the position was entered. The risk was already accepted. The invalidation was already set. Personally, my management is TP or stop loss. I've already accepted if this was a loss. The invalidation level is set. The only other thing that's going to happen from here is one of these orders get filled. Either TP or stop loss. So no, I don't like that the liquidity is building here. I don't like these equal lows here, no. But I'm not going to micromanage. Tom, I really appreciate the kind comments. Thank you for joining, and I'm going to continue to provide value any opportunity that I get. On TOS, there's a position indicator tool, just like there is here. So just got to go through the drawing tools. Ash, what you did to learn all this? You take ICT mentorship, and how much time? Yeah, I watched the ICT 2022 mentorship multiple times, and I've been trading for, I'm in my 7th year now. So spent a lot of time with ICT, and I spent a lot of time with price action. You are very calm. I like it. That's because if you're, so the only thing that you can control, right, is your entry function. And what I'm trying to say is what's going to be changing is the way you feel, what price is doing, right? So the things that you should control are things that could be mechanical. The things that are out of your control, right? Emotions or price action. Those are the things you just have to submit to. And that's why you don't see me going, oh my God, yeah, we're in profit. Oh my God, we're not in profit. You know, it's going to continuously keep changing. You don't know what's going to happen next. You can try to put yourself in the highest probability position. But other than that, you don't know what's going to happen next. We can't see the future. So why would you let any of those emotions induce you to do something that you shouldn't be doing? Hello, Ash. Thanks for all you do. Got funded in part because of your videos. Your teachings on controlling your emotions and psychology helped immensely. Congratulations, Tony. I'm very happy to hear that you got funded. Next step would be getting to payouts. So take all of that experience and continue to keep building on it. Thank you for the kind comments. Ash, if price is moving this slow, would it mean it's lower probability? Yeah, this is high resistance liquidity conditions, right? It would be much better. Obviously, it would be much better if it just ran to validation, right? This is high resistance liquidity versus low resistance liquidity. Give me 2 more seconds. I'm going to go grab some more water again. All right, we are back. Sorry about that. I had to grab some more water. It has been a longer stream this morning. Position is taking a while to play out, so hope everybody's day is going well. For anybody that was not here in the beginning of the stream, you will get access to this video as the videos get uploaded to the YouTube after it's completed. If you haven't already, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. That way you could be notified for any of our next live streams. We do our live streams on Wednesday New York Opens. If you're looking for any kind of more direct communication with me, you can do that via Discord. The Discord link is in the description of this bio. So, would greatly appreciate any of the support, any likes or subs to the channel. That would be greatly appreciated. We will be doing this again next Wednesday. Ash, where am I from? I'm from the US. I am on New York time. Setup is definitely there. Just waiting for price to wake up. Yeah, it's high resistance liquidity conditions. It's taken a while to play out. I explained already that it's either validation or invalidation. There's no emotions to have here. Just sit and wait and to see which order fills next. How's everybody's week going? How's everybody's day going? If I missed any of your comments, please just throw it back in chat. There are so many of them that tend to lose my position because each time a new comment comes in, it like brings me to the top of the conversation. So try to do the best I can to get to everybody's comments. If I did by chance miss it, just feel free to throw it in the chat again and I'll get to it. Again, how you set up TP, it's just a right click right here, right click, trade, set the limits, right? So for this example, you would, if this is your stop loss, you click on that location, right click on that number, 43175, right click, trade, stop, right? Same thing for the TP. At the location that you want your TP, you right click, trade, enter order. Very quick and easy. That's why I like using TradingView. Do you trade 8 positions a month on average? There is no definitive number, right? I have risk limits, meaning I only trade 1 time a day maximum and 2 times a week maximum. Those are the limits, but that doesn't mean that I always take 2 trades every single week. The market is always changing, the information is always changing. I also have a normal life, so day-to-day life happens as well. So I'm not taking 2 trades every single week. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2. Is there a reason why I'm on the 1 minute time frame and not the 5? There's no position on the 5. So if you, we'll go over to the 5 minute real quick. See, there's no position here. So no position there on the 5, so we just went and looked at the 1. I mean, there's no definitive reason. We were just looking at both of the charts. Yeah, it's much more, it's much easier to keep calm when prices are moving in your favor. You could say that again. EU. Somebody is screaming EU. Yeah, so I mentioned earlier that I would not be shorting this 5 minute. I'm just not bearish on EU. So they're probably screaming EU because they're looking at this here, but I don't see any FVG aligned with it. All right, they're probably looking at this. Right, they're probably looking at this, but I don't see any FVG in here, so nothing to do there. Nothing on GU either. This is not a breaker block. Excuse me, hold on. That might be a breaker block, actually. It looks like a swing low, yeah. All right, so GU does have it. Down, up, down, all the way through. That moved nicely off of, for GU, that moved nicely. I already provided the EU bias. I'm bullish on EU. The reason being, it bounced off of a daily bullish FVG. That's the reason for it being bullish on GU. So just look at the daily chart and look at the bullish FVG. Just got back 30 minutes later, still in this ES trade. Yeah, I mean, this is just boring, to say the least. High resistance liquidity. It's just not doing anything yet. No validation, no invalidation. Just high resistance liquidity conditions. We'll see what happens. Just wait and see. Personally, either validation or invalidation for me. I don't really, I don't do the whole moving stops, trailing, all that. The risk is accepted beforehand. Then I sit and wait. Let's see, are we finally getting our answer here? Might finally get our invalidation here. That sweep the equal lows? Did we? No. Kind of wish it took out these equal lows here, but it didn't. So high resistance liquidity is when you have liquidity being grabbed. Low resistance liquidity is failure swings, right? So for example, let me show you. High resistance liquidity because the high was swept. High resistance liquidity because the low was swept. So there's no definitive direction for the market because it's just sweeping both the highs and the lows. You get what I'm saying? This is low resistance liquidity, right? All these failure swings. It just continues to keep going higher. That's low resistance liquidity. And the difference is either the lows being swept or failure swings. So it looks like that will be invalidation there. All right, there is your invalidation. Okay. No emotion to have. I'm happy to execute the plan. How I always execute the plan. The risk was accepted before the position was taken. Now, the importance moves to no revenge trading. Okay. Do not allow prior experiences dictate future experiences. Right? Revenge trading is not acceptable. If you go in there with the mindset of, I need to make this money back, I guarantee you, you're going to blow an account, or already have. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Revenge trading is not acceptable. Plain and simple. The best loser wins. Go read the book from Tom Hogger. The best loser wins. All right, so that was my position for the week, right? It was an L, and that is a part of this business. It is a business expense. Time to move right on to the next one, right? No revenge trading. I will be holding you guys accountable because next time we hop on stream, I'm going to be asking you if you did. Amazing morning so far. Thank you guys for joining once again. I'm going to wrap it up with that now that the position has been completed. Until next time, I will see you guys in the Discord. Have a good day.